DocTalk is brought to you by Merck Animal Health, the science of healthier animals.
Hey folks, welcome to DocTalk. We're going to have a great show, I hope, today. We're going to talk about proper implanting procedures and steroid implants in general. I got some props, got some tools. We're going to talk about how to get those into the ear, not have abscesses, not have bunched implants, and much, much more. You're watching DocTalk, and we'll be right back.
As dependable as the sunrise, in dairy parlors, open pastures, on ranches and feed yards across America. A place where reputation is more than a name, where the science of healthier animals is a way of life. It's the responsibility that drives who we are and what we do. Every decision, every day. It's your livelihood and our responsibility.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Profusion Drench for beef cattle, a no prescription, no needle supplement. To learn more, go to zenpro.com. ValleyVet.com is your one-stop shop for your every animal need, from prescription meds, vaccines, equipment, and more for the ranch to the show ring. Shop ValleyVet.com for fast shipping and great prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
Hey folks, welcome to DocTalk. I'm Dr. Dan Thomson here at Iowa State University and part of the owner and operator of Production Animal Consultation. And you're probably wondering why I have this purple shirt on today. And this is in honor of our friend and colleague, Dr. Scott Morey, and his family with Dr. Heidi Morey and Ashlyn and Jackson, their children. But Scott is taking on a fight against cancer. And his classmates, I think it was Trent Glick, who was also in his class, sent us out some t-shirts. This is one of Scott's mottos in life, one of those that he's imparted on us. I think it's in a picture on his wall, probably stuck in his truck somewhere, but Fenton River Veterinary Clinic in Connecticut is a very special place with some very special veterinarians, and Heidi and Dr. Scott, we're all in this with you, and we're going to get some done, okay? So today you're going to see us and sending out prayers and that, and we got this together. Anyway, we're going to talk about steroid implants, and we use steroid implants every day in beef cattle because it's a return on investment. For every steroid implant that we use, there's a return of investment of $25 to $50. There's no better economical or biological efficiency tool out there in beef cattle production than the steroid implant. And I'm actually sitting in the building in which they were discovered when DES was discovered in the 1950s, and then we have progressed to the estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, or TBA type implants. The main ingredients for implants is estradiol and trenbolone acetate, TBA, which is an analog of testosterone, and we use these in different ratios and at different levels depending on the potency and the stage of production of the animals. So I basically take steroid implants and break them up into three categories: low potency, medium potency, and high potency. And our low potency implants are like the Revelar G, the Synovex C, Ralgro, some of those that are considered calf or grass type implants are the lower potency because they're lower dosage rate of the steroids. The medium potency would be our intermediate type implants, the Revelar IS, the Synovex Choice, the component intermediate implants as we start to develop these and think about these. And then our terminal implants, or our high potency implants, would be Revelar S, Rev 200, Synovex Plus, all of these different types of implants that we use at the end of the feeding period. So potency. And then when we consider the Revelar XS and Synovex 1, which are these extended release or dual release type implants, I consider those to be a medium and high potency implant wrapped into one, where we give the one implant and then the biofilm removes as it is in the ear, to where there's a delayed release of the second implant, which then is like the terminal or the high potency. So low, medium, and high potency. What do these do for cattle? Implants will increase average daily gain 15 to 25%. They will increase dry matter intake 6 to 10%, and they improve, since you have a higher increase in average daily gain and than you do in feed intake. You then get that improvement of 10 to 15% improvement in feed efficiency or feed to gain, which goes into a lower feed cost of gain, which then goes into increased pounds sold and some of those different things. So when we come back from commercial, we're going to start to jump into some of the things you should do when you're going to implant cattle. You're watching DocTalk. We're sure glad you joined us.
As dependable as the sunrise, in dairy parlors, open pastures, on ranches and feed yards across America. A place where reputation is more than a name, where the science of healthier animals is a way of life. It's the responsibility that drives who we are and what we do. Every decision, every day. It's your livelihood and our responsibility.
Innovative low-stress cattle handling equipment is key to efficiency and safety. At Daniels Manufacturing Company, we design systems using the best materials. We work with top producers from all over the world who use Daniels products on their operations. We concentrate on quality, prioritizing the safety of the animals and their handlers. Each product is carefully crafted and inspected to ensure your system will last for many years. Whether your operation is small or large, Daniels Manufacturing Company can design a facility to meet your needs. Visit us online or call to see how we can improve your cattle handling facility. Producers know stress costs money. It puts their cattle at greater risk of illness and can be a substantial drain on animal performance. That's why ZenPro developed ProFusion Drench for beef cattle. Formulated with ZenPro's patented trace mineral technology, ProFusion Drench is a no-script, no-needle performance supplement, proven to rapidly replenish essential nutrients lost during times of stress. For optimal results, use ProFusion Drench with ZenPro Performance Minerals in feed as part of a complete nutrition program. To learn more, go to zenpro.com. ValleyVet.com is your one-stop shop for your every animal need, from prescription meds, vaccines, equipment, and more for the ranch to the show ring. Shop ValleyVet.com for fast shipping and great prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
Hey folks, welcome back to DocTalk. I'm Dr. Dan Thomson, and we're here at Iowa State University, where I serve as a professor. I'm a veterinarian. I'm also owner and operator of Production Animal Consultation, a practice that oversees many cattle here in the United States and feedlots. And again, we're having a tribute to Dr. Scott Morey out there, Fenton River Veterinary Services, his Fenton River Farms, and his family, Heidi, Ashlyn, and Jackson. When we take a look at the first thing we got to go through is the equipment list and things that you're going to need to provide the steroid implant. And the first thing is we utilize a gun and an implant gun to match whatever implants you're going to utilize. Another thing that you're going to want is you're going to want a tray with a needle cleaner in it. That this paint tray with the needle cleaner we can hook right on the side, and this is going to work together. You're going to want a butter knife, and maybe some people don't still use a butter knife when they implant. We're going to want a small scrub brush. I don't have a small bucket, but you're going to want a bucket and then you're going to want a Tupperware container. These are some of the things that I take with as we are going to look at setting up to properly implant cattle and do it to, and so this is the equipment list. Why do we have all of this different types of equipment? Well, the number one thing is we want to keep everything clean, and we want to keep our equipment clean, we want to keep our implants clean, we want to keep the cattle's ears clean, and the reason is because if we track an infection into that ear, what we'll get is an abscess, because the ear of the steer or the heifer or calf or whatever could have manure on it, could have something. The needle, if we don't keep that clean, can have contamination. The implants, if they're sitting out, I don't know if maybe y'all work in a different place where manure doesn't fly around, but where I'm at, it flies around and gets in places where you don't want it, and one of them would be on my implant cartridge. And so we're looking at ways to keep things clean so that we can make sure that we don't track an infection into that ear, which would cause an abscess. We also want to make sure the equipment functions properly so we don't have a burr in that needle where we're causing inflammation in that ear or things to that nature. And so as we look at the equipment, and the one other thing I forgot to mention is you're going to want a chlorhexidine solution, which we use a lot in making sure to keep animals clean. So the first thing I'll start out with is just a Tupperware container. You're going to want this, and we don't take our implant cartridges out until about a half hour before we're going to work cattle. And we'll go out and we'll put them into this Tupperware container, the different cartridges, and we'll just go ahead and seal it. And it'll sit there with our implant gun and implant tray, and it'll make sure that we don't get manure on our implant cartridges, okay? And so that helps with that. With the gun and keeping it clean, you're going to take the chlorhexidine solution and you're going to pour it until it fills up into the bottom of this paint tray, so that when you get done implanting, I'm going to take that gun just like this along these rollers, and I'm going to use the chlorhexidine and the rollers to remove any physical debris and to get rid of any bacterial contamination that's going to be there in so those are the two main things. When we come back, we're going to talk about cleaning the ear and placement of the implant. But we got off to a good start. We've got the things that you're going to need to do this appropriately, and we'll wrap up by talking about different implants in different types of cattle. But you're watching DocTalk, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Time is money on the farm, and your cows are less productive when they're stressed. The Alertus on-farm test from IDEX allows you to quickly test cowside and identify open or pregnant cows within minutes on your schedule in the parlor, barn, or chute. It's more efficient for your farm, very simple to use, and puts you in control. With minimal training and reliable, fast results, sample-based pregnancy testing is better for beef and dairy producers. Learn more at idex.com/DocTalk.
Innovative low-stress cattle handling equipment is key to efficiency and safety. At Daniels Manufacturing Company, we design systems using the best materials. We work with top producers from all over the world who use Daniels products on their operations. We concentrate on quality, prioritizing the safety of the animals and their handlers. Each product is carefully crafted and inspected to ensure your system will last for many years. Whether your operation is small or large, Daniels Manufacturing Company can design a facility to meet your needs. Visit us online or call to see how we can improve your cattle handling facility.
Dr. Nels here, folks. We're super excited about this book on hiring. Have you made a bad hire? Have you hired someone you wish you wouldn't have? Are you looking to hire? It's a great short read on helping you in the hiring process. You can find it on Amazon, Kindle, Audible, or find it at drnels.com. Check it out there. We'd love to see you there.
As dependable as the sunrise, in dairy parlors, open pastures, on ranches and feed yards across America. A place where reputation is more than a name, where the science of healthier animals is a way of life. It's the responsibility that drives who we are and what we do. Every decision, every day. It's your livelihood and our responsibility.
ValleyVet.com is your one-stop shop for your every animal need, from prescription meds, vaccines, equipment, and more for the ranch to the show ring. Shop ValleyVet.com for fast shipping and great prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
Hey folks, welcome back to DocTalk. We're getting stuff done. Dr. Scott Morey, we're with you, brother. When we start to think about implants, you know, we've talked about keeping our equipment clean, keeping our implants clean. The next thing is the ear. And so when they come in, and you've seen it, especially on reimplant cattle, they come in, their heads covered with manure. You're going to take the chlorhexidine, and not as big a bucket, but maybe a bucket that's about this tall, or a rubber container with your scrub brush. And we just keep the scrub brush in there. I can keep the knife in there. But what I'm going to do, if they come in and they have dried manure, it's really easy to take a butter knife, the backside of a butter knife, and just grab that ear and do like this and get the dried manure off the ear. If they come in wet and have a lot of wet manure on the ear, I'm going to take this scrub brush and I'm just going to dump it in the chlorhexidine in there, and I'm just going to take it and I'm going to scrub that ear. And sometimes I'll use some sort of a towel or something that I'll just grab the ear as a secondary, just to wipe and remove some of that liquid. But that's what I'm going to do to prep that ear, to make sure that I'm not going through with the implant gun, going through a bunch of manure into that ear, tracking the manure into that ear, which then can cause some of the abscesses that we see. And there's no silver bullet to preventing these abscesses, but cleanliness of the ear, cleanliness of your equipment, cleanliness of your implants are the gatekeepers, okay? The next thing is we're going to look where we're going to place the implant in the ear. And you don't want to place it, what the basic rule is we're going to go right on the midline of that ear. And as you can see in this picture, we're going to go in the middle 1/3 of the ear, and we want to place the implant in the middle 1/3 of the ear, right in the middle of the ear. So that's the site. And there's can be a lot of things going on in that ear. There can be ear tags. There can be ear tag holes. There can be former implants. So you want to palpate to see if there was a former implant in that ear. And so if there is an old implant in that ear or in the other ear, maybe you want to alternate ears and go on the other side. The other thing you may want to do is you just want to go at least a ½ inch or an inch above or below that previous implant. And you want to make sure that you stay away from the holes and different things like that within the ear. If you get them too far out on the tip of the ear, when they shake their ears, that's pretty high velocity at the end of a steer's ear, that they can rub on things and remove those implants. That's the reason why we get it in the middle. Sometimes people say they want to go on that curved, or what they call the top shelf of the ear. That can work as well in difficult ears, but understand that with bunk cables and different things like that, steers will rub against bunk cables and they'll have the propensity to maybe rub or have a missing implant from those types of things. So middle third, midline of the ear, make sure we have it cleaned. All of those things are going to be rolled into a good implant procedure with the ear. The last thing I'll say is make sure you keep your needle sharp. A dull needle or a needle with a burr on it is not only harder everybody gets a new needle, the first thing they do is they stick it right straight through the ear. Understanding that you're going to place that gun and you're going to go right along that underneath the skin and place these subcutaneously. Want to have a sharp needle, and then when I do, after I expel that implant, I will pinch off so that as that releases, I make sure that implant's staying in the ear, taking my gun back, making sure we clean it. Things of that nature. When we come back, we'll talk about implant checks. We'll talk about some of the things with implants. You're watching DocTalk, and we're sure glad you joined us.
Some call it a come from behind victory, an unlikely win, a reversal of fortune, snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. This is our moment, our victory dance, because we choose confidence. We choose Zuprevo for BRD treatment. Ask your veterinarian to prescribe Zuprevo. Supreva is a fast-acting, long-lasting BRD treatment that you can count on to get the job done. Choose confidence. Choose Suprevo from Merck Animal Health.
Innovative low-stress cattle handling equipment is key to efficiency and safety. At Daniels Manufacturing Company, we design systems using the best materials. We work with top producers from all over the world who use Daniels products on their operations. We concentrate on quality, prioritizing the safety of the animals and their handlers. Each product is carefully crafted and inspected to ensure your system will last for many years. Whether your operation is small or large, Daniels Manufacturing Company can design a facility to meet your needs. Visit us online or call to see how we can improve your cattle handling facility.
Time is money on the farm, and your cows are less productive when they're stressed. The Alertus on-farm test from IDEX allows you to quickly test cow side and identify open or pregnant cows within minutes on your schedule in the parlor, barn, or chute. It's more efficient for your farm, very simple to use, and puts you in control. With minimal training and reliable, fast results, sample-based pregnancy testing is better for beef and dairy producers. Learn more at idex.com/DocTalk.
ValleyVet.com is your one-stop shop for your every animal need, from prescription meds, vaccines, equipment, and more for the ranch to the show ring. Shop ValleyVet.com for fast shipping and great prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
Hey folks, welcome back to DocTalk. I'm Dr. Dan Thomson here at Iowa State University in Production Animal Consultation. Wearing my shirt here, supporting one of my friends, colleagues, former student, Dr. Scott Morey. His wife Heidi, Dr. Heidi Morey, and Ashlyn and Jackson out there in Connecticut. Fenton River is in great shape with this family, and Scott, we're all there for you, and you're in our prayers. As we look at steroid implants and we look at proper procedures, the one thing that has always happened is you can do implant checks, right, to see how good of a job that you're doing. And the number one implant check is to make sure it's not missing. And, you know, I will routinely check implants on cattle on the way into the feedlot because sometimes they'll be marketed as not being implanted, and all of a sudden, sure as you see, here's an implant in their ear. The other one is that I will do it at reimplant to check myself or to check our crews. And when I take a look at steroid implants, the things that I'm feeling for is, can I palpate that implant that I put in at arrival? The other thing is, was there an abscess? And so you'll feel a bleb or you'll feel a scar tissue. Sometimes it won't be a full-blown abscess when they come in, but you'll see where that thing abscessed, opened up, and the implant fell out, okay? Or where it abscessed and it healed over, or it could still be abscessed. Other things that I will look for is, did I bunch that implant? And what happens there is, like, if I have that needle in the cartridge and I deliver that implant hard and it just bunches all the pellets into a wad, I don't want that. I want to lay that implant in there nice and smooth against that ear. Crushed implants is another one that when I use this and you depress, that ejector slide comes out and it can actually crush the pellets, then causing increased release or faster release of the implant. So those are a lot of the things, but the two big ones I'm looking for are missing and abscessed, because placement and cleanliness are the two things that I'm looking at. When you start to think about every implant we put in the ear is $50 return on investment, and we do 2 during the cattle feeding period, there's $100 return on investment. We want to make sure that we're doing this appropriately. There's plenty of videos out there. Work with the implant companies, they'll come out. But a lot of times what I'll do at reimplant, when I'm a veterinarian or I'm doing a consultation at a feed yard, if we're working cattle through there, I'll work up at the front with the crew to see how they're administering products, and I'll just go in and just do an implant check. I'm watching their cattle handling, I'm watching their injection sites, I'm watching how they run the chute, I'm looking at how cattle slip going out of the chute, all these different types of things. But I'll go ahead and I'll just reach in there, palpate the ear, yep, there's an implant. We want to run 95% clean, properly placed implants in our feed yards. It's doable, and we see it done every day when we're out there in the field. Thanks for watching Doc Talk today. These are important tools. It's important that we do it right. Remember, if you want to find out more about what we do at DocTalk, you can find us on the web at www.doctalktv.com. Always work with your local veterinarian and nutritionist. I'm Dr. Dan Thomson here at Iowa State University, fighting with Scott Morey together. And we wish you, Heidi, Ashlyn, Jackson, nothing but the best. And I'll see you down the road.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Profusion Drench for beef cattle, a no prescription, no needle supplement. To learn more, go to zenpro.com. DocTalk was brought to you by Merck Animal Health, the science of healthier animals. ValleyVet.com is your one-stop shop for your every animal need, from prescription meds, vaccines, equipment, and more for the ranch to the show ring. Shop ValleyVet.com for fast shipping and great prices.
Valley Vet Supply.